Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. How are you doing? Let's put my light on so I can look bright. How are you? How are you? How are you? Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. Let's put this here. Let's make sure we got our Instagram live as well. Let's go live on Instagram. And I need to start sending it to some people right now on the other platforms. How are you? How's everybody doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. And if you're from the 767, Whitey Cooley, the Commonwealth of Dominica, you call me Little Boy. If you're from the enclave of Point Michelle, you call me Luke Boy. Dominica made me, Boston raised me, now the South sustains me. So what I'm going to do right now, folks, I always like to do this. I like to share this with some people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go live and put it on my WhatsApp. Let's see, Bardui Financial, put it on my WhatsApp, so that people can tune in with Tuesdays with Terrence, and then we can have a good day. How are you people doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to the show. I am so excited. Tonight I'm going to talk about entrepreneurship. But as we're getting all this thing queued in, let me just put it where I'm supposed to put it, Tuesdays with Terrence, so everybody can have a look at my show. So I'm putting it up right now. I am live. Let's see. Tuesdays with Terrence. All right. I am live. Let's see. I am live now. Boom. So people will tune in. So how are you people doing? How everyone's doing? We're going to play our theme song in a minute. I'm going to share this live with some people so they can watch. I'm going to say thanks to this individual. Send them Tuesdays with Terrence. And I'm going to send it to a few other people real quickly so we can have it going. They can tune in if they choose to. If they choose not to, it's certainly okay. I'm not going to be mad at them. Let's see. I'm sending it to this young man, actually. He's a good guy. So how are you people doing? Is everyone doing okay? Is everyone doing well? Is everyone chilling like a villain? Is everyone doing everything they're supposed to be doing, on this Tuesday? I hope so. I'm going to try to get in as much as I can tonight. It's one of those things. So let's play our theme song as we tune in into the show. And hopefully others will tune in and watch Tuesdays with Terrence. I put it into my siblings chat. And hopefully people can watch as well. Let me see this individual here. People always have these excuses why they can't watch Tuesdays with Terrence. I'm like, come on, man. Watch the show. Watch the show. So let's tune it in and get it moving. Get my volume up. It's time for the show. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, man. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Yes. Woo!
Dominica made me, that's where it all began. Island breeze, coconut trees, the heart of my plan. From the hills and the smiles to the songs of the sea, that island spirit molded the person I'd be. Woo! Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. On those snowy streets, learn to stand tall, navigating life, every rise, every fall. From the commons to the brownstones, I made my claim. With every lesson learned, I embraced my name. Boston raised raised me with his hustle and grind. City light shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. Now the South sustains me with its warm embrace, a community of strength and love in every space. From the bayous to the beaches, I found my place. In this journey of finance, I've learned to chase grace. Dominica made me, Boston raised me high. The South sustains my soul as I reach for the sky. With every sunrise, I'm thankful and free. A licensed financial pro, just being me.
So here's the outro.
So here's to the roots that shaped who I am. From Dominica's beauty to Boston's Grand Slam. In the South I stand strong with purpose and pride. Together with my journey, side by side.
Yeah. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. How are you beautiful people doing today? Hope everyone's doing well. I want to make sure Tuesdays with Terrence is live on my page. So if nobody have all these excuses why they can't see it, they lying. If they don't want to get on there, you don't want to get on there. It's all right. You don't give me that okie doke. You don't want to get on there. You don't want to get on there. When I'm live, man. Tuesdays with Terrence is running live right now. So how's everybody doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. Again, my name is H. Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. And if you're from the 767, Whitey Kubuli, the Commonwealth of Dominica, you call me Luku Boy. Dominica made me, Boston raised me, now the South sustains me. So I hope everyone's doing well. Everyone's having a great day so far. I'm having a phenomenal day. It's Tuesday. I get excited. I got something to tell you guys, but we'll just wait a little second here. But I'm so excited and I'm ready for my show. So for those of you, I don't care where you are. I don't care if you're at home, at school to play. I don't care if you are anywhere, wherever you are. If you're on the chat, say hello. I'll give you a shout out. If you're not on the chat, I can't give you a shout out. Rosie Mond joined in. What's up, Tiger? That's right. Tech Tiger. Boom. Tiger's doing well. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Mondo, man. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well in the great old Commonwealth. Are you in the Commonwealth, Mondo? Do you live in the Commonwealth or you move? I know you were in different places, but hope you're doing well tonight. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. So as I get back to my stream and make sure everything is copacetic here, getting ready for the show, let's take a quick look at markets. I was literally just talking to a client a little while ago about their 401k, and, we were talking about, they're not happy where it's at. And I'm like, well, c'est la vie, life happens. And this client, actually, very special client, I was trying to say to them that, based on what you decide to do, you still have a few years before you retire. By God's grace, everything will turn on. But, it's not too late, folks, to put something else to supplement what you're doing currently. I always tell people that's a good thing to do. I see the NASDAQ lost 250.84 points 2 days in a row. It was at 27,000. Now it's down to 25,678. The S&P lost 19.8 points, and the Dow Jones was up 86.10. So I think that client I was talking to lost some money. Stock futures slipped after U.S. launches self-defense strikes against Iran. So that means probably the market will be down again tomorrow because of what's going on in Iran. And, this is ridiculous. This is not a political show. We don't talk about politics, but in this day and age, let's stop the foolishness. Even I'm a huge soccer fan. I played soccer, for my school, you know, and every school I attended, I played soccer for. And basically, we had one of these situations where, we had a situation where uh, Somali referee was turned away. I believe in Miami, Florida. They would not let him in to, officiate the World Cup. I mean, come on, dog. I mean, if you really want to, uh, uh, put bans on countries, right? And somebody's coming in to referee a soccer matches. All right, put an ankle bracelet on them then. Say, you know what, I'm going to put an ankle bracelet on because I don't trust you. You're going to do something in there. So you can follow them. But it's just pettiness. And that's why I believe I'm a huge soccer fan. For example, Haiti's playing in Foxborough, Massachusetts, where I grew up in Boston, right outside of Boston, between Rhode Island, Providence, Rhode Island, and Boston. And the Haitian posse is large up there. I love the Cape Verdeans, people who I went to high school with on my soccer team. In Cape Verdeans in the World Cup as well. They'll play in Atlanta. But I mean, come on, man. That's why, let me tell you, this is not political, but I'll tell you this. They should have moved the doggone World Cup to another place, but it was too late because this is foolishness. This is World Cup, man. This ain't no freaking NBA championship. Who cares about the Spurs and the Knicks? I don't care. I hope both of them lose. I'm glad the Knicks lost last night. The Spurs need to beat them again. And at the end of 7 series, all of them should lose because the Celtics ain't in it. Yeah, I'm petty. And this is not even in baseball. You all see the World Series. Yeah, the World Series is the United States Championship. Well, the best players are here. True, but it ain't the World Baseball Classic is where you have all these different countries. Even though you have Americans whose family or father or mother is from another country playing for them. So don't do that, man. You don't want to be going my rant about that. I think it's ridiculous. So I want to say welcome to all those who are watching. I think good evening to Peach Goodwill. I see you watching. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Hope you're feeling better. You're not feeling well. I hope you're feeling better. And to all those who are watching the show, man, welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. If you don't say hello, I can't give you a shout out. If you say hello, I'll give you a shout out. That's how it does. That's how I roll. That's how I roll. That's how I roll. Let me say good evening to all. Good evening in the chat to all. All right. Good evening to all. Let's see let me fix that here. Good evening. I even spelled evening wrong. Evening. Good evening to all. Or let's do it like we do back in Dominica. I'm going to say good night. We don't say good evening. We say good night to all. And you all might say, what? He said good night to all. All right. Let's put it in there. Let's see. Let's show that. Good evening. Good evening. Show it. Good evening to all. Let's hide it. Let's see who else says good evening to me. Good evening. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. And anybody else who's watching, let me see. Who's this person? Let me see. I think that's Havis Bardui. I think that's me, man. Havis Bardui, 1964. That is me on another platform. So everybody who's watching, welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. I'm excited for the show tonight. We're going to have a good show. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship, and then we'll talk about, some, why you need to have something to supplement what you're going to do in the future. So I hope everyone's doing well. So if you guys are watching basketball, it's huge right now. The Knicks, the Knicks and the Knicks, Boston always. Yeah. All right, Mondo. Hyde Park. All right. Wait a minute, Mondo. Did you grow up in West Roxbury? I could have sworn you grew up in West Roxbury or Roslindale area. I could have sworn that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought you grew up in Roslindale or West Roxbury. I thought you were part of that crew, like Kevin and them and all these guys. But anyways, maybe now you're in Hyde Park. I was up there. I was up there in Dorchester, in Roxbury not this last weekend, 2 weekends ago. My cousin died, my first cousin, and I was there for the funeral. And The burial was actually in Roslindale, right on Walk Hill. There's a big cemetery there. I think military. It was military burial. It was really good. But seeing some family and friends. Yeah. But anyways, that's what's going on. But I hope everyone's Nora. How are you up there in New Jersey? How you doing? Okay. I hope you're having a great day, lifestyle coach and also financial representative. Good to see you, man. Financial services rep. Hope you're doing well. So tonight we're gonna have a great show. I'm gonna take it slowly, but just before I go though, I gotta talk about some sports. I made a post on my story, on my status on Facebook. A couple years ago, the Celtics was in the process of winning the championship. Last year it was OKC. This year is going to be the Knicks or the Spurs. I pray to God in heaven it's the Spurs, so I control all the New Yorkers, especially my pastor, who's from Coney Island, New York, Dr. Keenan Tyler. I love him dearly, but I just want to troll him. But so the tri-state area, New Jersey, Connecticut, and New York, they're really happy. Last night the president went to the game. He fell asleep. I saw it. They showed it. Someone sent me a video of it, and they lost. And Stephen A. Smith from ESPN said he don't think the president should go to the game. All right, and yeah, the president, he don't play. Someone asked him last night about the comments that Stephen A. Smith made. He said, Stephen A. Smith is not presidential. He's low IQ. This guy, you can't make this stuff up, man. But anyways, both of them are big mouths, just like I'm a big mouth. And people are free to have their opinions about everything. But the good thing is, I was watching the game, but every now and then I was making some calls. So I really wasn't watching because when I watch, the Knicks win. So I didn't really watch. I watch every now and then. And at the end, when they were winning, I came back and watched. I'm not superstitious, but I'm being very superstitious, right? But anyways, the Spurs won. Congratulations to the Spurs. All my friends who are New York Knicks fans, right? I don't hate you. Nora says, always good to listen to the words of wisdom and financial empowerment. Keep it up. All right, let me show that. Nora, thank you so much for that. Nora Ware is in New Jersey. She's a financial representative and a lifestyle coach. Go follow her on Facebook. For those of you, she's from the motherland, Kenya, I believe. So go follow her as well, And, listen, people always think when I tell people go follow people, like, listen, man, I'm not endorsing anything anybody says. As a matter of fact, the only thing I endorse is what I say. I share stuff. I tell people, even when I bring people on my show, if I bring you on my show and we're talking about financial literacy and you're with my IMO, I endorse what you say. But if I bring somebody else on there, that's their opinion. So I think there's enough out there to share. So that's how social media, go follow people. Sometimes I randomly follow people who make a great post. They don't know me. I don't know them. We become Facebook friends or Instagram friends or TikTok friends or whatever. That's how you do it, man. And then you never know you're in the area where that person's at. You might meet them one time. You never know. We all need each other. So good to see you, Nora. So anyways, as I was saying, I hope San Antonio wins because just so I control the New Yorkers. Man, listen, I got a lot of cousins in New York, family. I got a sister in New York. I got nieces and nephews in New York. I got colleagues in New York. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like the troll because when my Celtics losing and when my Patriots lose and when my Red Sox lose, my New England Revolution lose, my Boston College, my Tech Tigers lose, when we look, people be trolling me. And it's all in fun. You can't hate me because I'm trolling you. You can't hate me. Jamaica Plain. Okay, all right, Mondo. Okay, Jamaica Plain. All right, cool. But you can't hate me, man. It's all about that. So tonight, just before I talk about entrepreneurship, right? I think it's really important that everyone should have multiple streams of income. I really believe in that. And I believe that everyone should. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But just before I do that, and I talked about basketball. I talked about World Cup a little bit, that referee that they didn't let in. I didn't like that at all. But I'll be honest, I wish I was in Boston this next weekend because Haiti is playing Scotland, I believe. And all the Haitians, sac passe, na boule, all the Haitians gonna, the greater Boston Providence area is gonna be like little Haiti, yo. People be probably from New York, Miami, Canada, Toronto, Philly, everywhere, to celebrate. And I'm very proud of when the Caribbean islands make it, whether it's Haiti or in Jamaica, the Reggae Boys, when Trinidad, the Soca Boys, Curacau's in it as well. I'm pulling for them too. Cape Verde, Cabo Verde, off the west coast of Africa. Cape Verde, I went to high school with a lot of Cape Verdeans. I have clients who are Cape Verdeans. Some of my best clients are Cape Verdeans up in Boston and in Florida as well. So I'm pulling for them. So this World Cup, I'm pulling for Haiti, Curacao, Cabo Verde, well, the USA too, because I live here, but we ain't going to Jack. Usually Brazil, for World Cup, Brazil and France is usually my teams. I used to like Great Britain at one time too. Portugal, I like, when Ronaldo played. Is Ronaldo still playing? Did he retire? Mondo, if you're still watching, has Ronaldo, is he still playing in this World Cup? But anyways, and the World Cup is a time when you bring the world together. Because first of all, football, not American football, is a global sport. All right. Every country plays football. We call it soccer here. When I came to America, I was arguing with the Americans until I assimilated the culture and I just accepted soccer as well. But it's football. And all you need is a ball. We used to play football on a field that was slopey. It wasn't flat. It was slopey. When I was a kid, that field is flat. Now they got lights there now and everything. When I was a little kid in the Caribbean before I moved here, we played soccer on concrete, on rocks. You don't need a lot of stuff to play soccer. Yeah, the best place to be playing it is on a pitch, the grass pitch. But hockey, you need to get pads and skates and gloves and sticks and pucks and helmets, and football, you need like helmets and shoulder pads and jock straps and knee pads and butt pads and all that stuff. Even growing up in Boston playing baseball, I played Babe Ruth League baseball, where you needed a glove, because it's the hot ball. But we used to play wiffle ball. All you use is a plastic bat and a plastic ball. We used to have a good time with that. We used to play stick ball. But when I played Babe Ruth League baseball in Dorchester, we would play teams from West Roxbury, Dorchester, different places. It was fun, you know what I'm saying? And we had a good time, That's right. Nora said we call it football too. Move here and also call it soccer. Soccer sounds fancy. Yeah, soccer sounds bougie. But, it's football because you can't use your hands. The American football, you can use your hands. And I'm not here to diss people who actually call it soccer because I live here now. I've been here 50 years, So it's kind of like, so I'm, the American way of life is the way for me. And I don't dog America. I may talk about injustices that happens here, but I don't dog America. That's where I live. I mean, that's where I grew up, It has its issues, and so just so like I compliment the good stuff, I criticize, the things I don't like as well. And I have a right to do that. And so does other people too. People have a right to do what they do too as well. So we're not here. This show is not a political show. We're not here to ostracize, but you can have your opinions. I have mine, you have yours, and that's how we do it. So anyways, good. Before I get into entrepreneurship, right? One of the first things that I think that's paramount, everybody should have life insurance. My church had a leadership conference last weekend, and there was a psychologist there. And a lot of people were talking about everybody needs therapy. Everybody needs a therapist. Everybody needs a counselor. Well, I disagree. I said, well, if everybody needs a counselor, everybody needs life insurance. You can't tell me no, because what I do know is I get and I see these GoFundMes. I get them all the time. Someone just posted a GoFundMe. I saw, they didn't send it to me, but they posted it. Someone has, a medical condition and they need some help financially. And I can understand that. But the kind of insurance that we do here, on Tuesdays with Terrence, Pardue Financial Services, in partnership with American Classic Agency, the company that says CAMEM means, you know what I'm saying, is you need life insurance with living benefits. You know, you need like critical illness, critical injury, chronic illness, terminal illness, Alzheimer's. And if you're young enough, fertility journey, there are some people who can't have kids and they may need some help, or they're having some fertility issues. You know, that's a benefit you can have on your life insurance as well. And what I do, I tell people, man, we talk about life insurance you don't have to die to use. And what people don't understand is that one of the things that bothers me is like when someone happens, when life happens, right? And there's a tragedy, whether it's a car accident, someone got cancer, or something happens and someone unexpectedly passes, right? Like if somebody's like really sick and they're in their 80s and 90s or 100s and they die, you know, it's not unexpectedly. The good book tells us 70 is all we get. So that's 70 years old, right? So everything after that is grace, right? So if somebody's, I mean, it's still going to hurt. My grandmother died at 103. You know, I was still there. I went home to Dominica for that. It was sad because as a little boy, I remember I used to go, you know, on the estate where she used to work there. I used to go there and eat all the fruits and the bananas and all the good stuff, mangoes. I remember that. But, you know, she lived to be 103. But if somebody lives to be 9 years old or 2 weeks old or a teenager, I mean, Sandy recently went to a funeral in Petersburg. One of her former colleagues' granddaughter passed in a car accident. They think it was hopeless. It was like 15 years old. I mean, that hurts. So I'm not there to tell people what to do, what not to do. I'm here to educate people that everybody, especially, you know, young people, you're going to have kids. You know, my daughter's engaged. She's going to get married next year. So pretty soon, I hope pretty soon they'll make me a grandpa. When I'm a grandpa, you know, whether they do it or not, I'm going to do it. Up to 500,000 you can do as a grandparent for your child. I'm going to do it. Oh, I want to encourage them to do it. And then they get married. You know, I'm going to meet with them. You know, I'm going to sit down and talk with them and say, you know, you need to have something in case something happened to her. You cover something happened to you. You cover stuff that, you know, when I was younger, I didn't really know about. So now I try to do is I try to educate people. And that's the same thing you should be doing with your young people. Educate them on the benefits of using life insurance as a financial planning tool. Too many people look at it as something that someone benefits from when you die. No, use it as a vehicle, a financial planning tool you can utilize and access while you're alive. If you're sick or if you build some cash value, you can access an infinite banking concept. We call it an IBC, that you can use that to make life easier, because life does happen. I see things happen all the time. And when life happens, people have a tendency to ask or beg. Now, I'm not here to tell you, folks, that you should not. I'm just saying people see it. I want to say welcome to Thick Chick. Hey, Callie. Hey, how you doing? Thick Chick, good to see you. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching. I don't know if you're still watching, but thanks. I try to give a shout out to everybody I see who's on there. If I don't shout you out, I didn't see you on the show. If you don't say hello, I really can't shout you out. So anyways, like I was saying, there is no reason in the continental United States, I'm not talking about the Caribbean or Africa or other places, in the continental United States, all right, the 50 states, and even in the territories, you can do it there too, because we do it everything else. If you can do Amazon and eBay in those territories, you can do that too. But I'm talking about the continental United States. Even if you're undocumented, I insured someone about 3 years ago who was undocumented. They had a driver's license and, you know, they pay taxes. They were undocumented and they got insured. Now that person ended up going somewhere else. Eventually, that was their right. I think it was a big mistake. But my point I'm making here is there is no excuse, man. So when I get these things for people who live here, it really annoys me. Now, I can understand in a different country, life happens. It's a little harder. But even in different countries, you can do it too. For those of you who are watching Dominica and the other Caribbean islands, they got Sagicor, they got Pan American Life, they got all these different companies. Do your research, just like you guys do your research for phones, for phones and sunglasses, eyeglasses, and clothing, and and cars. Do your research. Don't be giving me that crap about, well, yeah, I don't know. Yes, you do know. With the internet, you can do your research. If somebody did some research about something, right, for this, and they wasn't sure and they reach out to me, I've given advice to people, and I'm not licensed to give advice there. Let me rephrase that. I've given my opinion to people on what they can do in those different countries. You can do something there too, because I'm not here to ostracize people for how they live their lives. I don't care what you do. But don't give me that crap or that nonsense about, well, things are hard. Well, things are hard here too. And you have to have your priorities straight. I think it's paramount that everybody gets their priorities straight. They got to get it straight. Something is better than nothing. Think about it. Everybody is watching the show right now. If you're an orphan like me, or you're one of your parents is gone, or whoever raised you is gone, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice that when they were gone, they left you a financial legacy, an inheritance, tax-free? I'm going to go on the minimum amount, I think, $250,000. What could you have done with that? You could have gone to school. You could have bought a house. You could have, started a business. So why wouldn't you do that for your children or your grandchildren? Something, maybe they get 50,000, 25,000. I don't care. Some people, I think everybody should have $1 million, but that's neither here or there. And everybody needs to start putting something in place for themselves. For themselves, man. And a lot of us are not doing that. Why? Listen, man, we buried GoFundMe back in the day. I don't participate in them. Don't send them to me. Don't think I'm a mean guy. I'm not a mean guy. I'm actually a very loving, nice guy. I give when I can, but what I'm saying to you all here is that it's sad that in the continental United States that you guys are not putting stuff in place. You've been watching. In February next year will be 7 years I've been doing Tuesdays with Terrence. You're trying to tell me out of all them times you got family members in the United States, you live in a different country, and you ain't telling them, you need to talk to H. Terrence Bardui or Mr. Havis Terrence Bardui or Mr. Bardui or Little Boy or Luca Boy. And you don't even tell them that? Why not? I'm not saying they haven't done anything either, but what I'm saying to you all is that don't give me those sad stories, because I you know what? All I do is I pray for you. I pray for you. I pray for you. Because there is no reason, folks, that we should not be protecting ourselves. You love someone, you protect yourself so you don't burden them with stuff. You don't. Even if you didn't get nothing from it, but you didn't have to come out of your pocket because you were because the person who passed was so selfish that he didn't want to put anything in place. Sad. Knowledge is power. Let me rephrase that. Applied knowledge is power and wisdom is force. So the knowledge that you learn, apply it to your lives. Apply it. If you're not applying it, shame on you. If you're not applying it, shame on you. If you're not applying it, folks. Which is a great segue. You all have children or grandchildren who may be between the ages of 18 and 35. At American Classic Agency, the company that cares, we're always recruiting, and we try to get younger. As you see all that sexy gray I got, silver fox. I'm an old guy. I'm getting older. Now, I'm never going to retire as long as I got my mental faculties, my physical abilities, this mouth. Even if I had no teeth in my mouth, I would talk like this. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. I'm going to be doing this. All right. So what I'm saying to you all is, if there's young people that you know, get them into entrepreneurship, especially in the financial services sector. This sector, one of these days, I might even do uh, how would I say it? A talk. We have a recruiting call every Monday night. One of these days, I'm going to do my own personal recruiting call on here because I have the slides. I can click right here and click the slides and put it on there for you and show you guys. But hear me out. We are looking, for young business partners, anywhere between 18 and 35. But if you're older than that, that's fine. Because someone who is older than that just filled out their ACT form, and we're trying to recruit their son as well. And the important thing is this. What I'm saying to you folks is that in America, owning a business and property or home is paramount. And you may not have $10,000 or $50,000 to put on a house, but you have a minimal amount of money, less than $100, to start your journey into this, what we do. Now, what I do on a daily basis is educating middle American families on income protection, debt elimination, and legacy creation. There's a lot of people that I've spoken to. Now, some of these people, they're procrastinators, right? I'm not mad at them because they do have stuff in place. God forbid something happened to them, they're loaded. But I want some of that loadedness. I want to protect it for some of it for them. So God forbid, like right now, I'm talking to a family in North Carolina, in Charlotte, and the husband and wife, they have some stuff, but they want to replace it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to send them my live right now. I'm going to send them my live right now. Hopefully they will tune in, and sometimes people think I'm talking about them. No, I'm not. I'm just talking about everybody. I'm trying to, let me make sure I send it to the right person. There you go. Tuesdays with Terrence. Send it to her. And I'm going to send it to her husband right now. Let me send it to her husband. Let's see. There he goes. I'm going to send it to him. And the reason why I think everyone should be an entrepreneur, is because you got to have multiple streams of income. Everybody should have multiple streams of income. Everybody. Now, you're like, what? So what if something happens? So what if you can't work? This thing is recording. It's recording everything I'm saying. Let me take it off. Let me move it up. What if you can't work? How are you going to pay your bills? You got to either use your credit cards. You either have to go into your savings, beg, do a GoFundMe, go to your church, go to welfare, and all those different things. Now, there are some people who are marginalized, right? And that's what happens. I'm not opposed. Life happens. Sometimes I think people with bounty should help those who are less fortunate. I believe so. I even believe in America, that the super wealthy should be taxed at a different rate than the people who don't have. I even believe that as well. But, capitalists don't believe that. And I have a capitalistic mindset as well. But I think so. You got to help people, right? But one of the things I despise is giving fish. Giving somebody a fish doesn't teach them how to fish. So what I like to do is to teach people how to fish, teach you how to become an entrepreneur, get into the business that I do. If you live in America, and you haven't got a record, you haven't got no DUIs, no felonies, and you're up and up, you can do this thing, man. I tell people I'm not smart, just good looking. See my silver fox. I like to say that just to tick people off. Folks, anybody can do this if you put your mind to it. If I can do it, you can do it. If I can pass the exams, you can pass it. I'm not really smart. I'm not dumb, but I'm not smart. But I do know this. I know enough. I've been doing this so long, I can do this in my sleep. I have a library of knowledge, about what I do. And you can do it too. So we are looking for young people, man, excuse me, who can do this. And you know what? I think young people have more influence in young people than older people. You may love your mother and your father, your uncles, the deacon in church, your pastor, whatever. But your peers, they have more influence on you all than anybody else. And I can prove it. The way you all dress. Very few people, young people, dress differently than the crowd. When I was young, I had the Jerry curls. Everybody had the Jerry curls. I got the Jerry curls the year I graduated high school, 1982. What was that, 45 years ago? 44 years ago? 45 years ago? And guess what? 3, 4, 5, 6, 44 years ago. And I had the Jerry curls, man. And you couldn't tell me I wasn't fine. I'm already full of myself. I remember Slow Glow coming to America. I was Slow Glow. The long hair, the curls, the juice. You had to put a plastic bag on your head when you went to bed because you'd be slipping and sliding, slip sliding away. I had that. And it was, you couldn't tell me nothing, because everybody had Jerry curls, man, But, maybe that's why I'm bald. All the chemicals killed out my hair follicles, right? But what I'm saying, the point I'm trying to make here is that young people, I think they can reach young people on a more effective tip than older people, because sometimes we sound like the old man, get off my lawn. We're always telling them what they're doing wrong and what, instead of what they're doing right, like we didn't do. Any one of you who are my age or older or 40 plus, I don't care if you're 30 plus, you did something wrong. You did something you wasn't supposed to do. We all did. Ain't nobody's perfect. And if you grew up in the Caribbean, the only person I know who didn't get a what we call a volley, a beating, a spanking was my sister, Sister Betsy. Everybody else got one. I don't know if she was the perfect child. She ain't perfect, but we all got it. Because I did stuff I wasn't supposed to do. I mean, I wasn't bad getting problem with the law, but I was a little mischievous little one, doing the things I was supposed to do, sneak out, do, different things I was supposed to do. I know that. I know what the consequences are. But my point I'm trying to make here is that we need to breathe and preach and teach positive. Let them start young. I was just talking to a client a little while ago, right? Just before I came on, and I was telling the client what we knew back then. If we knew it now, would we be in a different position? And the client said, yeah. And I said, but back then we didn't really know. We didn't know as much as we know today. So if you can get someone that's younger who can influence the younger generation, we're looking for them to get them into our business. I want to say welcome to Lady K, my cousin all the way in Pickering, right outside of Toronto. Hope you're doing well tonight. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Folks, if you have young people, let them get into entrepreneurship. I'm not telling them they can't have a job. You can have a job, but do something part-time that you can build and you can own and you can pass down. I would have loved it if all my kids wanted to get into what I do, but you can't force people. People have to do what they like, what they like. But it would be nice. There's some families who pass it down from generation to generation. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But guess what? Having those multiple streams of income comes in handy. You can't work, all your bills can still be paid because someone else is doing the work and you're getting overrides, you're getting paid. It's not rocket science. It's a win-win situation. And here at American Classic Agency, we can afford you that. We can give you that opportunity. And then you start building yourself, because you don't have to build, but the reason why you want to build is because life happens. I have a former colleague of mine who, got during COVID, was on an incubator and everything, Not an incubator. How you call those things? Is the incubator, whatever they were putting them when they had COVID. Remember that thing? I forgot what it's called. Whatever. If you guys remember what it is, put it in the diagram chart. I forgot the name of it. But the thing about it was, but their bills were paid because I was working. I wasn't sick, and everybody else was working, and all their stuff was getting through. They were still getting their overrides. And that's, you know what? Albert Einstein said the eighth wonder of the world is compounding interest, right? I think, well, the ninth wonder of the world is entrepreneurship with multiple streams of income. I'm going to put that on social media. I'm going to copyright that because some of y'all might steal it. The ninth wonder of the world is entrepreneurship. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make a post about that at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time when the show is over. With multiple streams of income. If you look at the wealthy, sometimes they just don't own one thing. You know, Elon Musk, you may hate him, but he owns Tesla. He owns SpaceX. Look at Amazon. Jeff Bezos don't have one store, but now they have the centers, right? Guy started in the garage. You know how many people right now are starting businesses in their garages right now? That's going to blossom. Entrepreneurship is a lifeline of America. All the little big companies started somewhere small. Facebook started in a Harvard dorm. Bill Gates left Harvard to go start Microsoft. Steve Jobs with Apple. Now, those valuation of those companies are in the trillions of dollars, I think. Billions pushing a trillion. The debt in America is what? About $38 trillion. Everybody got debt. You got student loan debt. You got credit card debt. You got mortgage debt. You got car loan debt. You got personal loan debt. You got I owe this person debt. You got all kind of dope. Some people, everybody owes somebody something. Like I said in the South, everybody. So what you need to do is eliminate your debt. And I can show you how to do that strategically. There are some people I've been reaching out to, and like, I'm not begging them, but I'm like, yo, you need to make a decision. Get your stuff right, man. Remember, this would be a gospel song. Better get right with God. Come and do it now. You better get right with your debts. Paid off. I got some I got to pay off. I'm in the process of doing that as well. Listen, if you protect your income, you eliminate debt, and you create a legacy for the future, you will have a good life. Let me explain what I mean by a good life. You eliminate your debt, you can save more. You protect your income. If you get sick, you have access to cash. And you can hire who you want to take care of you. First of all, I don't want nobody wiping my butt, but there may come a time where you can't wipe your butt. And somebody gonna have to do it for you. And they ain't wiping your butt for free. You know what I'm saying? I see people picking up dogs. People who have dogs, they walk their dog and they're picking up crap for free because they love their dogs. Well, you might have to do that with human beings. I've always said the people that I love in my life, I would never want to clean their butts, but if I had to, I would. I would. I hope I never have to do that, and I hope they never get sick, but I would do it with pride. My wife, my kids, my siblings, if I had to do it, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not, I wouldn't complain. I would do it. Don't want to do it, but would I have to do it, I would do it. And I went to a funeral in Boston last October. One of my friends had a seizure and passed. And it was kind of funny, actually. The lady who passed was a friend of mine, a good friend of mine. Her best friend was Nigeria. And when everybody got to talk, went up for 2 minutes, I talked for 2 minutes, told our story, how we met. Her brother-in-law used to work with me, and we met at the train station with her sister and everything like that. I give my little story, but this lady was crying and telling the story. It was funny as hell. She said to the girl, I'm not going to call the girl name, but she said, "You left me. You were supposed to wipe my butt when I was sick. We promised each other." It was funny. But when that person got sick and was in the hospital, that best friend was there, and she's a nurse. She was there. And, the funny thing about life is life happens, folks. And when you can't work in America, what you realize is that, good evening, Cavell. How you doing? I'm having a great day. Hope you're having a great day as well. When life happens, right, you got to think about, as we get older, and I'm getting older. Sometimes my body hurts because I'm old or older. Not old, but I'm older. Tied onto now I like the sneakers where you don't have to tie your lace. The ones you just slip it in, like the Skechers and the other ones. Slip it in, you got to bend down to tie nothing. But my point I'm trying to make, as you get older, life happens. So it would be nice if you had multiple streams of income. So if you're between 18 and 35, come and join this escapade. That's what I'm doing. I don't care where you live in the United States. I don't care if you live in Alaska, Hawaii, California, Florida, Massachusetts, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, South Carolina, Virginia. I don't care where you live. Missouri, Ohio, Texas. All my exes lives in Texas. Texas is the place I want to be. George Strait, I think of the country song. My point I'm trying to make here, folks, get on the entrepreneur bandwagon. Have multiple streams of income. Now, the funny thing about it is, it's not for everyone, but everyone can do it. What are you passionate about? You like, the reason I do this, I like helping people. I like talking. I like helping my community. I do Tuesdays with Terrence. I don't get paid for it. I pay for a subscription to give you information. Now, who does that? Someone who cares. Because to stream on all these platforms that I'm streaming on, I pay a subscription every month to do that. You know what I mean? And what I'm saying to you is that you can find something that you like, but if you have an aptitude to want to make an extra $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $10,000 a month, come and find out what I do, man. If you're in the continental United States, if you're in other countries, I can't help you. But in other countries, you can find things you can do. You know how to braid hair good? Braid hair. You know, remember the people who braid hair? If you know how to do hair, do hair. You know how to cook? Make dinners and sell them. Now, you won't sell it to me because food is not my vice. But people, almost everybody I know love to eat. Like they say in Dominica, tout le monde aime manger. Everybody loves to eat. So you're good at cooking? Make plates and sell them. You cook at sewing? Somebody needs something done? Charge them. Current market. I remember one time I had this nice pair of jeans and something happened to the zipper. And I went to the cleaners and they're like telling me like $28 or more. I can't remember what they told me. I thought it was going to be like $5 to put a zipper. I can't remember whatever they told me was, I was like, I ain't paying that for the daggone thing. You know, back in the day, my mother could have done that. But I think my mother was a seamstress before I was born because I never saw her work, meaning work a job. She worked with all them kids. I got 9 brothers and sisters, but you get my point. So, folks, entrepreneurship is the place to be. An American Classic Agency, the company that cares, is hiring. Come and join us. You know, I don't care where you are in the United States. You're in Florida, come join me. You're in New Jersey, come join us. If you're already in the industry, come over here. We can show you it's better over here. You know, you're in New York, Massachusetts, Virginia, Maryland, DC, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Louisiana. Where are you? In Tennessee? Tennessee. Where are you? California? North Dakota, South Dakota. Where are you? Wyoming? Arizona? I don't care where you at, man. Come, and some of you have family members up here. All right. And the reason why some of you are not telling your family members, because you know, you guys, you're selfish. There is somebody that you know who's telling you all, you have family members in the continental United States, and you ain't telling them, Mr. Havis Terrence Bardui said you could be an entrepreneur, you could have a great income, and you can help families, you know, and he'll show you how to do it. You know, it doesn't cost you anything technically to start. And, you know, you all ain't doing that. I have a friend who was it's like a distant cousin in St. Martin who died a couple of years ago, who gave me referrals. And someone in Dominica has given me referrals here. I've given them referrals there too, and in Antigua. My point I'm saying to you guys is this. Spread the good news, man. If you found out Lexus was giving free Lexuses, would you go tell everybody? Well, guess what? This is not a Lexus. This is better than a Lexus. This is creating something that you own and that you can protect for you and your family. And people who are my family members, I don't try to talk to them. They all know what I do. They don't want to do it. C'est la vie, mon ami. That's life, my friend. You know, I ain't mad at them. I ain't doing no GoFundMe's though. And some of them have done stuff, you know, and they want to keep this stuff private. That's their prerogative. That's their right. But it's important, folks. I'm not here. My tribe finds me based on what they see I do, and they want me to help them. Some people think I'm the best. Some people think I talk too much. Some people think I'm a pain in the butt. But one thing that's the general consensus is that I know my stuff. I always use another word that starts with S. I know my stuff. And what I do is I impart knowledge on each and every one of you. So tonight, I'm going to give you a couple of things to do. One is reach out to me if you want to become an entrepreneur. If you're already an entrepreneur, come and join my team. And if you're already an entrepreneur, you already have a job, and you don't have what you should have, make sure I put something in place for you. Living benefits, protect your income, critical illness, critical injury, chronic illnesses, Alzheimer's. What if a doctor says you have 12 months or 24 months to live? Would it be nice if you had $1 million policy, you could access to about 80%, 90% of that? What are you waiting for? Don't let, my mother used to say, don't let too late be your cry. She's stuck on the spiritual tip. Folks, I'm not here to preach to you. I'm just here to educate you. I love what I do. I get great pride. I get great joy and pride in what I do. I've been doing this going into my 7th year now. Every Tuesday at this time, I talk to you. The only phobia I have is what if I couldn't open my mouth to talk to y'all? That's the only fear. But the man upstairs, the good Lord, make sure that all that, you know, even if I was a quadriplegic, I could still do this. You know, move the buttons and stuff. Folks, it's not rocket science. It's Tuesday. And every Tuesday at 7 o'clock, it's Tuesdays with Terrence. And what I try to do is to educate, teach people how to protect what they have. I'm one of my business partners watching Cavell Scott right now. I'll be coming up to her church to do a presentation for her up in Massachusetts. I'm looking forward to that. We just got someone, you know, to protect their income and eliminate debt. You know, as their cash value build, they can, you know, do what they need to do. They can dump more in down the road, get it in. That's smart. Be wise. Knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power, and wisdom is force. The show is called Tuesdays with Terrence.
World. Please charge now.
My name is H. Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. Some people call me Little Boy. Even from the 767 Whitey Kubuli, the Commonwealth of Dominica. Tall is her body. And you're from the village of Point Michel, the parish of St. Luke, aka La Pointe. We call Point Michel La Pointe. You call me Luku Boy. Dominica made me. Boston raised me. Now the South sustains me. Folks, come and join the wave. As we close and I play my theme song, I want you to know there's room on the bus for you and everybody else that you know. So come on board. Come join. Come join the wave, man. Come join the wave. Come join the wave, man. Before it's too late. Good night, everybody. God bless you. I wrote this song called The Roots of My Rise. Here it goes.
Dominica made me. That's where it all began.
Good night.
Island breeze, coconut trees, the heart of my plan. From the hills and the smiles to the songs of the sea, that island spirit molded the person I be.
Good night, everybody.
Boston raised me with a hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray.
If you don't follow me on Badui Financial Services, go follow that page. Badui Financial Services.
On those snowy streets, learn to stand tall, navigating life, every rise, every fall. From the comments to the brownstones, I made my claim. With every lesson learned, I embraced my name. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray.
Good night, everybody. God bless you. Thanks for tuning in. I love you. Go to YouTube, Badui EFS Financial Services, and subscribe.
The South sustains me with its warm embrace. A community of strength and love in every space. From the bayous to the beaches, I found my place. In this journey of finance, I've learned to chase grace. Dominica made me, Boston raised me high. The South sustains my soul as I reach for the sky. With every sunrise, I'm thankful and free. A licensed financial pro, just being me.
Here comes the outro, guys, as I close. Good night, everybody. Like and share.
So here's to the roots that shaped who I am. From the Dominica's beauty and Boston's Grand Slam. In the South I stand strong with purpose and pride. Together with my journey, side by side.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. God bless you. Hasta la vista until next Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. This is Tuesdays with Terrence. Good night. God bless. Sleep well. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, thank you for your support. Rosie Mondo and Thick Chick Cali and Lady K and everybody else. Good night. Hasta la vista, babies. I'm out.